This is gonna blow your mind. Imagine a world without Google, without cat videos, without the endless stream of memes and viral challenges that keep us entertained, without that little spinning wheel of doom. You know, the one that pops up when your internet connection is slower than a snail on vacation, without the frustration of buffering videos and lagging live streams. We're talking about a world where the internet was never invented. No social media, no online shopping, no instant messaging. Imagine having to write letters by hand and waiting days, even weeks, for a reply. No instant access to the sum total of human knowledge and cat memes. Research meant hours spent in libraries, flipping through encyclopedias and reference books. Sounds terrifying, right? But also kind of intriguing. Conversations were face-to-face, and entertainment was more about board games and outdoor activities. Let's take a trip back in time, folks, to a simpler, more analog existence. A time when families gathered around the radio for their evening entertainment and children played outside until the streetlights came on. Buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy and hilarious ride. Navigating meant using paper maps, and getting lost was part of the adventure. Think of it this way. Remember dial-up? The screeching sound of progress? The anticipation as you waited to connect, only to be kicked off when someone picked up the phone? Yeah, it would be like that, but instead of eventually connecting to the internet, you'd just get more screeching. And instead of Wi-Fi, you'd have a tangled mess of phone cords and a lot of patience. This is gonna blow your mind. Offices would be a whole different ballgame. Forget instant messages and emails. We're talking inter-office memos, people. Remember those? Little slips of paper carrying earth-shattering news like, don't forget, Casual Friday is next Friday, and good luck getting anything done quickly. Need something from a colleague? You'd have to actually get up, walk over to their desk, and talk to them, face to face. Wild, right? Collaboration? More like collaboration, because it would take forever. And forget about working from home. You'd be chained to your desk, surrounded by mountains of paperwork. It'd be like living in a Kafka novel, but with fluorescent lighting. I bet you didn't know that libraries were the original search engines. Remember libraries? Those grand, dusty old buildings filled with books? They were like treasure troves of knowledge, waiting to be explored. Each book held a world of information, stories, and secrets. They'd be your new best friend, your guide, and your mentor. Need to research something? Time for a field trip. You'd walk through those grand doors, greeted by the smell of old paper and the quiet hum of knowledge. But don't get too excited. Finding that one specific fact would be like searching for a needle in a haystack the size of Texas. You'd spend hours flipping through pages, cross-referencing, and taking notes. And forget about Wikipedia edits. Want to correct a mistake in the Encyclopedia Britannica? You'd have to write a strongly worded letter to the editor and hope for the best. It was a slow, meticulous process, but it taught patience and thoroughness. School projects would be an epic saga of their own. Instead of just Googling causes of the French Revolution, you'd actually have to, read a book, multiple books probably. The horror. You'd gather with friends, each person assigned a different book or chapter, and piece together the information like a giant puzzle. It was a collaborative effort, a shared journey of discovery, and in the end, the satisfaction of finding that elusive piece of information made all the effort worthwhile. The library was more than just a place. It was an experience, a rite of passage in the quest for knowledge. Libraries were the primary source of information. The role of librarians was crucial. They were the gatekeepers of knowledge, guiding you through the labyrinth of books. The Dewey Decimal System was your map. You'd spend hours in the card catalog, meticulously jotting down call numbers, hoping to find the right book. The experience of searching for books manually was an adventure. You'd wander through aisles, sometimes getting lost, but always discovering something new. People used to spend hours in libraries, diving deep into research. It was a place of focus, where time seemed to stand still, and the pursuit of knowledge was a shared endeavor. Am I the only one that didn't know how different TV used to be? Remember the days of scheduled television, when you had to wait for your favorite shows to come on at a specific time? No, not like your grandma remembers. We're talking about a time before even she had a VCR. We're talking pre-VCR, pre-DVR, even pre-cable in some cases. Back when you had to adjust the rabbit ears just to get a clear picture, you'd have to plan your life around your favorite shows. Checking the TV guide was a ritual, and missing an episode was a disaster. Missed an episode? Tough luck. There was no way to catch up unless you waited for a rerun. No rewinding, no recording, no streaming it online later. You had to be there, in front of the TV, at the right time. You just have to wait for reruns, which might air at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. And even then, you might miss it again, and don't even get me started on commercials. They were everywhere, breaking up the flow of your favorite shows. They'd be everywhere, interrupting your shows every 5 minutes with jingles you'd still be singing in the shower weeks later. Some were catchy, but most were just annoying. The upside? You'd probably develop washboard abs from all the channel surfing. Flipping through channels was a workout in itself. Ah, the good old days. When TV was an event and you had to work for your entertainment. It was a different kind of magic. Pause 3S. The evolution of communication technologies has been nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine a world where the fastest way to send a message was by horseback. That was the reality until the invention of the telegraph in the early 19th century. Samuel Morse changed the game with his Morse code and the first practical telegraph system in the 1830s. Messages that once took days to deliver could now be sent in minutes. Pause 3. S. Fast forward to 1876, when Alexander Graham Bell made the first successful telephone call. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you," he said. With that, the telephone was born, and the way people communicated changed forever. We could now hear each other's voices, bridging distances in a way that was previously unimaginable. Pause 3S. The 20th century brought even more advancements. The rotary dial gave way to push-button phones, and eventually to the mobile phones of the 1980s. These early mobile phones were bulky and expensive, but they set the stage for the sleek, multifunctional smartphones we rely on today. Pause 3S. Each of these milestones paved the way for the internet, which has arguably been the most transformative communication technology of all. The groundwork was laid in the 1960s with ARPANET. By the 1990s, the World Wide Web, created by Tim Berners-Lee, became publicly accessible, and the internet as we know it began to take shape. Pause 3S. Today, we can send a message across the globe in seconds, video chat with loved ones in different time zones, and access a wealth of information with a few taps on a screen. It's easy to forget how far we've come in such a relatively short period of time. From telegraphs to telephones, each innovation has brought us closer together, culminating in the interconnected world we live in today. Pause 3S. So next time you send a text or make a video call, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that brought us here. From Morse code beeps to digital bytes, the evolution of communication continues to shape our world in ways we are only beginning to understand. Thank you for watching.